I'm in the Golden Corridor.
Going in guns blazing. We have to convince him.
Let's try the prisoner escort charade. Just act bored.
Stop right there. I don't recognize you, soldier. We quell the storm?
And ride the thunder. Prisoner transport in progress, Private.
Okay, go ahead.
I've taught you how to change past events. It's time to use that knowledge again. Try, fail, learn, repeat.
Damn. We need to get past these scientists.
I've still got some of Tarakan's charges. One well-placed explosion would trip the alarm and all the happy little geeks would run for their lives. Of course, that means I'll have to bug out too. The Brainiacs have their own dedicated comms. I can put my fabulous acting skills to work and tell them to fuck off, but it's a two-man job. The great Ratcatcher has smiled upon you today. I can help. They're not soldiers. They won't buy our fairy tale. If we don't come up with something convincing, they'll sound the alarm the moment they see us.
Tarakan, I like your thinking.
Sounds good, Mercy. Attention! Pneumonia! Achtung! The reactor's about to explode! Run for your lives, everyone!
What kind of nonsense is this? The reactor cannot
Fuck it, Anatoly. A break is a break.
These old ventilation ducts will take me straight to the Ark.
What the hell is this? Was it here before? Looks like some sci-fi fucking movie prop.
The door is trapped. Touch it, and I'll spend my last moments on Earth convulsing on the dirty floor. This door wasn't supposed to be here.
Mousy, the ventilation duct should not be secured. The Rat King is watching and waiting. I can feel it.
I can use the charges to disrupt the power supply. There's an auxiliary generator, but you should have a few moments to get past before it kicks in. Wait, Igor! Remember the map you borrowed from that fucker Semenov? It shows another way in. Guess it was worth it in the end, huh?
Sashko's explosives might come in handy now. Your plan sounds reasonable, Mikhail. Do it.
The doors are behind you, Igor. Cut through the crap on the other side, and you'll find a nice, fat ventilation duct. Climb up in there, and it'll take you straight to the Ark.
Oh, hello, Igor.
I've been expecting you.
Semenov? You said you didn't want any part of this. Explain yourself.
You are remarkable, my boy. I have to say, you earned that right through your hard work and persistence.
Tanya, where is she?
You've always known where she is. She's here. Alas, that is the wrong question.
What do you mean?
You should be asking, what is she?
If you hurt her in any way...
Stop, please. Stop playing the role of a naive, lovesick puppy dog. I'll spell it out for you. If you haven't the stomach to see it for yourself, Tatiana is a crucial part of our Chernobylite experiment. She always has been. There were other candidates, but fate decided for us. It was always going to be her. We're going to use Tatiana to create a stable wormhole to the Chernobylite world. She will travel there and help us reach its source. With her help, I will usher in a new era of human civilization.
This is madness. I should have killed you the first time I saw you.
My God, is this display of moral outrage supposed to impress me? You must put your maudlin sentiments aside, Igor. The world cares nothing for such things. The only real force in this life is change and growth, evolution, exploration, the act of discovery. Everything else is a substitute, an excuse meant to justify a meaningless, pathetic existence. Not for me, my boy. And you. You are my biggest regret. Did you know that? I made a mistake letting you go. You were supposed to be special, so very fucking special. That brain, those talents, all that glorious potential has been wasted on empty, sentimental pursuits. I failed you, yes. Please don't argue with me, and for that I sincerely apologize.
I'm going to save Tatiana. Stay out of my way and I won't kill you. For now.
Unfortunately, no. I cannot allow you to meddle in my affairs anymore. Goodbye, my boy.
What's wrong with you, Igor? How foolish can you be? How did you not see this coming? Your companion's fate has been sealed in this timeline. The least you can do is consider what led to this.
Olivier! No! Olivier! Oh, damn it!
That's too bad.
Olivier! We have to help him!
It's over for him, Igor. We need to carry on.
You heard the man move! The priority is to protect the lab!
Damn! Looks like we'll have to fight our way out. These guys are the last thing standing between me and Tatiana. I can't back down now. I'll fight my way in if I have to.
I've got a plan, Igor. This one's a real badass. It involves my leftover explosives and the main gas tank. I'm guessing you can figure the rest out on your own. I'm probably not coming back, but fuck it. I've lived long enough. Oh no, this sucks big time balls. I wish we had someone inside who could get those assholes to look the other way.
There's no other choice.
Tango spotted! Engage at will!
There's blood on your hands, Igor. You didn't prepare well enough. Your companion's demise is on you alone, Igor. This could have been prevented if you'd have prepared better.
Olivier! No! Olivier! Damn it!
That's too bad.
Olivier! We have to help him!
It's over for him, Igor. We need to carry on.
Tatiana! Finally!
Pretty hard for six.
Igor, my love. My child.
It's been so very long. But it's finally you. It has to be you.
You know it in your heart, my love. I've been calling out to you for all these years, and you answered.
But how?
You shouldn't be here. It's a mistake. You'll only bring great misery on us all. My poor little boy. All of us together, finally. Release me, my love. Free me.
What did you call me? I don't understand. What can I do?
There's nothing you can do. You have to end this. Both of us. We're a mistake. An abomination. Close the portal. Destroy the connection.
What connection?
The connection is the strongest force in the universe. It cannot be destroyed. It has to be completed. It is our destiny. Go to the reactor. Find it, my love. It is waiting for you.
Find what?
No more waiting. Please, can't you just let me die? I can't take any more.
Tanya?
Go. Die. Fade. Portal.
Tatiana, are you still there?
Boris, help! Die! Igor!
I don't understand. Ah, fuck!
Reactor, Chernobylite.
What do I do? Oh, fuck, I need to figure this out.
You took your time, Igor.
Cut the crap. It's time you gave me some answers.
Yes, we'll get to that. But since this is our last meeting, I want to ask you a question first.
Fine. Just make it quick.
What do you really hope to achieve, Igor?
Isn't that obvious? I want to save Tatiana.
You may find this surprising, but our goals are actually aligned.
How's that?
We were both going after the same thing, but this whole time we've been chasing someone else's agenda without knowing it. Chernobylite's agenda.
Come on, man. I've come too far to be fed a line of bullshit.
Let's start from the beginning. Do you know who I am?
I sure do, Boris. You were my closest friend until you decided to betray me. To take Tatiana from me.
Boris is dead. I killed him on that fateful night, April 26th, 1986, and took his identity. Good riddance. He was a treacherous piece of shit.
You took his? Why?
The more important question, the question you somehow failed to ask yourself all this time is, who are you? Because you're not Professor Igor Kiminyuk. You never were. I am Igor Kiminyuk. I only changed my name to protect you and your mother.
Protect me? How? By trying to kill me at every turn?
If I wanted to kill you, I would have done it the first time we met at the power plant.
Will you quit talking in fucking riddles?
The truth is hard to swallow, I know. Was hard for me too. You are me. Tatiana isn't your fiancée. She's mine. Everything you know about her, everything you remember, none of it is yours. You're living someone else's life. My life. You are my clone, sort of. You got my body, my brain, my skills, and most importantly, my memories from before the Chernobyl disaster.
What are you saying? How is that even possible?
Tatiana was sterile. That was our personal tragedy. But when Semenov imprisoned her after the Duga fiasco, she fell pregnant. At first, I thought Boris was the father, and I was angry with her. But that was another of Semenov's lies. He needed me to stay on the project and study Chernobylite, so he injected Tanya with the nano solution. What happened next was, I don't know what to call it, an immaculate conception. She gave birth to a boy, you. You grew much more quickly than other kids, but your mind didn't seem to follow. It was different somehow. The Chernobylite no doubt affected you in unpredictable ways. I never really considered you my son. You scared the shit out of me. I didn't know what to do with you. But it was obvious that Semenov would incorporate you into his experiments. Or maybe cut you open and rummage around inside. Until one night, Tanya, your mother, communicated with me telepathically, even though her body was in a coma. She pleaded with me to release you into the woods, and that's what I did.
You're saying Tatiana's child, who you released in the woods in 1990? But that's impossible. Impossible! I don't remember any of this.
Of course you don't. You looked like a teenager, but had the mind of a small child. I remember giving you a sweater that Tatiana knitted for me. The night was so cold. It had my name on it.
The sweater? I had it in the camp. I was imprisoned and...
Yes, it could have been a trigger. Your mind somehow began to rebuild itself. Why in my image? I can only guess. Perhaps you were constructed from Tatiana's desires, from her expectations of a child. Funny, how I called it pseudoscience. I suspect the process was somehow facilitated by the Chernobylite.
But she's been calling me this whole time. She wanted me here.
I'm afraid you were bamboozled, my poor boy. We all were. It wasn't Tanya who called you here, but it.
Chernobylite? But the images, the voices.
They felt so real, I know. Your mother was your biggest weakness, and the entity exploited that. It wanted you here. It has plans for you, you see, and I cannot allow it to succeed.
Someone sent me a photo of Tatiana and the piece of Chernobylite. Those weren't hallucinations. They were real. I couldn't have constructed my portal gun without them.
Oh, that. It was that bastard Semenov, of course. He wanted to bring you here as well. He never got over it when you vanished. Not that it matters now. I really hoped you would stay away. But it's too late now. I can't allow you to interact with the entity in any way. Only one of us is leaving this room alive.
Wait, can't we talk it over?
We just did. Goodbye, son. Igor. I wish there was another way. Why did you have to come here and complicate things? I wish there was another way. Give up already. I promise to make it. You're not strong enough to save Tanya. Only I am. Don't go easy on me. I won't do the same for you. This gives me no pleasure, but it has to be done. I wish there was another way. Think you're better than me? Too easy, son. I don't need a force field to defeat you.
What? You should be dead.
Yeah, I've been getting that a lot lately. Look familiar?
Where did you get that from?
Where else? I took it from you. From your cold, dead hands, Igor.
What? Where? When?
In a reality where you fucked up, my friend. From one of the many worlds bearing the brunt of your failures.
Are you saying that you come from a different... that you're from...
This is hell. You have no idea.
Where are you going?
Back to my screwed up world, of course. You know me. I'd prefer to die fighting.
Wait!
Don't waste the chance I've given you, Igor. Finish the job.
It's over, my son. Close the portal. Cut the connection. Deny this thing away into our world. Do it now!
Son, please. It will kill her. It will kill the love of my life. Of our life. Please, there's another way.
Just let me go. I've suffered long enough.
You can do this, son. You can be the man I could not. Be the better version of me. Go through the portal and face this thing. Undo the harm we both caused Tanya.
No, do not do this. Kill me. Just kill me, please. Finish it.
A single shot of adrenaline would have saved my ass. Why didn't you give it to me, you cheap fuck?
My life was in your hands, and you let me die!
We were partners, old-timer. I always had your back. Why didn't you have mine?
Taking care of us was your job. You let me die. You failed.
The eulogy you gave at my funeral was awful. Pure drivel. How can you sleep at night, Mousy?
I trusted you. You were supposed to save us all.
You killed Kostia, you motherfucker! My Kostia!
Why? Why did you betray me, Mousy?
After everything I've done for you, you chose NAR?
Executing an unarmed prisoner like a common thug. I expected more from you, Professor Kaminyuk.
These things can't all have happened. I fixed them. At least some of them.
You're wrong. Did you think meddling with space-time wouldn't have consequences? All of this, every bit of it, happened.
But how? I was going back through the wormholes. I was fixing everything.
There is no time travel the way your friend Olivier understands it. You can never change what's already occurred, because every change creates its own space-time continuum.
And time only moves in one direction. Entropy.
Every time you make or unmake a decision, you twist an entire dimension. It's because you are a part of me, made from the same multi-dimensional stuff.
But I just wanted to save Tatiana.
Yes, your mother. And along the way, you destroyed countless lives across dozens of dimensions. All because of animal body chemistry, because of the human need to connect with your progenitor. So here I am. I am your real mother.
What are you? Chernobylite?
I am God.
Bullshit. There is no God.
But it's a matter of perspective. To a spider under your boot, you surely are a god. Isn't that so, Igor?
Don't. Call me that. I'm not... Ah, fuck.
Having a bit of an identity crisis? As a poet once said, the child is the father of the man. The fear that clouds your mind is what makes your situation irreconcilable.
Fear? No. I'm not afraid of...
The fear of discovering there is nothing at the core of your persona but pure chaos. You simultaneously are and are not you. But don't worry, I am about to reveal the truth. After that, it won't matter anymore.
What do you want from me?
Have you ever wondered why, despite your technological sophistication, people so insistently pursue self-destruction? Why destroy your own ecosystem? Why you cannot help but slaughter each other and every other species? Why, over and over again, you sacrifice your own future for short-term gain?
If you're thinking to catch me off guard with your freshman philosophy insights, you've got another thing coming. People are, for the most part, selfish assholes. I don't need an alien entity to tell me this. So what's next? Are you going to propose some kind of new world order to save us all? Am I to be your prophet and help you usher in a comic book utopia?
I never expected you to be so nihilistic, but I suppose it isn't surprising. No, a new world order isn't enough to save you from yourselves. You are fundamentally flawed.
Is that right? And why is that?
Again, it's the fear. Fear of your own existence. Fear of anything strange or other. Fear about the future. I can take it all away. I can help you, as I've helped many other civilizations before.
How?
Your kind can only live in the moment. The future is terrifying to you. It makes you do silly, destructive things. Surely you can see that now. Become my vessel, and I will purify them of fear and weakness. I will remake mankind in my image, burn away the dross in a firestorm the world has never seen. I must reduce everything to ashes so they can be reborn.
That is some insane biblical shit.
You're scared this will make you feel less special, less of a hero? This is what being a hero is all about. You went on a quest to heal the world, to find a cure. I am the cure. We can banter words for as long as you want. I have plenty of time. But the result is inevitable. You and I are already connected at the core. You cannot exist without me. Struggling against me will only tire you. It will not in the slightest change the outcome. You're like a fish, endlessly swimming the circumference of a wash basin. You want to jump out, but without me, you simply can't. All your science cannot help you. It's time to set aside this futile struggle. Help yourself and the world. Embrace me.
I see you have it all figured out, my love. But it's not going to happen. I refuse to take part. If mankind wants to destroy itself, let it. For all I know, extinction is a better fate than becoming part of whatever you are.
You are defiant, like her. But as I said, we can do this forever. For eternity. I can have you wake back up at your base again and again. In the end, you will always return to me. It is a circle.
A circle? Of course.
Oh, don't get distracted with your theories now. You have no choice. We belong together.
I almost fell for it. But something betrayed you. You omitted one detail, a detail that makes you vulnerable. Me. I'm your only hope, and this also makes me your biggest weakness.
You cannot exist without me. I made you. Everything you are is because of me.
True, but you also cannot exist in this plane without me. You're no god. You're just a fucking parasite. A freeloader looking for a new host, hoping to get a foothold in a new environment. Tanya, my mom, is no longer a viable option for you. You can't use her anymore. Who knows? Perhaps you never needed her in the first place. And all this was a ruse to bring me back to you.
You don't even know what you are. You have no identity. You don't exist without me. Now obey.
Identity. Yes. Perhaps I'm Igor, perhaps I'm Igor's son. Perhaps I'm both. Maybe I'm just a faulty copy of a dead physicist. But it doesn't matter. I make my own choices. And that brings us neatly to my conclusion. As a scientist, I must test this theory before I can confirm or deny it. So watch closely, my love. This is my final experiment. It's time to break the circle and destroy the parasite by denying it a host.
No! 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 The protagonist never returned from the power plant. The Chernobylite vanished entirely. The zone is now free of it. Igor stalkers drove off the remaining NAR troops and even convinced a few of them to join the cause. Now they're working together for the good of the Samoshels, tracking down the few remaining monsters still roaming the area. Olivier never had the chance to change his own past and prevent the ambush that wiped out his team. His obsession almost steered him down the dark path of treachery, but in the end, he redeemed himself by helping Igor with his mission. Even though it cost him his life, because he had been a part of something bigger than himself, he was at peace in his final moments. In spite of his flaws, Olivier will always be remembered in the zone for his courage and grit. For this haunted place will always be a monument to broken heroes with a twisted past. Mikhail's life was always full of violence. He was the angriest, most obnoxious man Igor had ever known, but he was also unfailingly honest, both with himself and others. Mikhail's thirst to avenge his murdered friends was his main driving force, but working with Igor and the others eventually made him appreciate the kinder aspects of life. In spite of his rough manner and the darkness inside him, Igor came to like the neurotic stalker, and by the end, considered him a true colleague. Mikhail decided to remain in the zone and join the others in protecting their shared home. Sashko had always been the lone wolf and daredevil of the zone. Life had always been harsh for him, and he learned the hard way to rely only on himself. His crusade against NAR began with a desire for closure regarding his brother Ruslan's death, but Igor's quest to find Tatiana was what kept him going until the finish line. After the events in the zone, Sashko decided to go back to Moscow and face the hard truth about his parents' death. Eventually, he would return to Pripyat, which became his second home. Tatakon's fight against the Rat King has reached an end. Having barely survived the zone, he realized his time was up. Now, someone else must carry the torch and defeat the evil lurking in the power plant. But Tatakon wasn't worried. After all, he had prepared Igor and others well. Tatakon's true identity was never discovered. Was he a madman, a saint, a spy? Perhaps he was all of these, or perhaps none of them. But one thing is certain. The old man was a true child of Pripyat. His restless soul will forever wander its marshes and woods. Like so many before him, General Kozlov made the wrong choices while chasing a dream of the good life. War taught him about the cruelty and inevitability of loss, leaving him indifferent to human suffering. His His experiences made him strong, but also blind to the serendipitous moments which could have placed his life on a different trajectory. And so his death was as empty as his life. General Koslov spent his final moments consumed with bitterness. If I only had another chance, he said to himself. Alas, that is a privilege afforded to very few. Semenov's ambitions and neuroses almost got him killed. He was a brilliant scientist, but could never come to terms with the collapse of the Soviet Union. Though not a devout communist, Semenov could not stomach the chaotic aftermath, for it reflected the emptiness of his own heart. And so he chased his green Chernobylite dream, hoping his experiments would usher in a new world order. In reality, what he sought was to fill the gaping void in his own soul. Meeting his former student Igor saved Semenov's life, although he could never have predicted it. Confronted with mortal danger, he realized he could no longer allow his demons to determine his fate. He left the zone, hoping there was still time for him to find peace. Without Semenov's brilliance, NAR eventually dissolved, most of its mercenaries wiped out by either the Shadows or the Samoshils. Faced with staggering losses, the shareholders halted all funding. All that remains of NAR in the zone are the empty barracks and derelict labs, stark reminders of a misguided ambition based on human misery.